Use number 3 if you want to create visual interest. Why? Because odds catch eye attention more than even numbers. It works great with accessories as well as pieces of furniture. Like in this example, we have 3 pendant lamps and 3 stools. This way, we highlight the most important part of the kitchen space, the island. This comes directly from the previous point. You can group 3 different pieces into one group. Instead of scattering things randomly in the interior, you can place them together. Pro tip: use 3 different heights for this. Using color hierarchies when designing interior space helps with maintaining the visual balance. Like in this example, a split complementary color scheme was used. The yellows and greens in the space are balanced with the violet accent from vases on the coffee table. If you want to learn more about colors, watch my video on this topic, link in the description below the video. Change the perception of the space with the use of light and dark colors. Use light paints for all walls and ceilings to enlarge the room. If you want to elongate the space, use dark paints on the walls. If your goal is to lengthen the room, choosing the dark ceiling and the wall in the back will do the thing. If you want to optically shorten the walls, make them dark and add the light strip from the bottom. To narrow the room, we can use a dark color for the opposite walls and a light color for the back. If you want to highlight a wall in the interior, use a different contrasty light color to it. To make your room compact, use the same color for the walls and ceiling. To abridge your room, use a dark color on the back wall around the light ones. To demote the ceiling, make it darker from the walls. If you love the color and you are not afraid of bold solutions, apply the selected shade on the various surfaces, walls, furniture and accessories. You can use different shades of the selected color. This solution can give a great effect on a small bathrooms if you decide to use colorful fittings or toilets. A great way to create an interesting arrangement is to choose a single color tiles and add contrasty grout. You can create a simple or offset pattern, but also play with the size and arrangement of the tiles. Natural light is a big part of the design process, as it influences the space a lot. Depending on the parts of the world, the time of the day, the color of the interior will vary. The trick is to predict this and choose the right colors for the natural conditions. For example, the rooms that face the south will look lighter than the same design in the northern face room. Designing interior lighting is a serious job, not less serious than the design itself. You should carefully plan your lighting if you want to create a complete, gorgeous project. I've already explained different types of lighting in one of my previous videos based on the bar project. I've put the link in the corner and description below the video. Talking about lighting, we cannot forget about one of its most important jobs, creating an atmosphere. We use the mood lighting to highlight this. It's typically soft and diffuse. In the example of this bar, the table lamps on the console and the downlight lightening up the canvas openings in the wall play a key role in creating an atmosphere in the interior. Of course, the lighting in general helps with adding a mood to the space, but in terms of the function of the lights, this will play the most important role. The layering effect should be your goal when designing an interior space. It works well not only with the types of light mentioned in the previous points, but also with the temperature of the light. Like in this example in the bathroom, combining cooler and warmer temperatures gives a great contrast that adds character to the space and makes it way more compelling, while using just one temperature would dominate the space too much and make it quite dull. Add the space and light with the use of a mirror. It is not just about hanging the mirrors, but creating a composition out of it. You can use either walls or fronts to build in furniture. The cut pieces of the mirror can be arranged in interesting patterns. Additionally, you can use an antiqued or colored mirror. To give an elegant effect, the edge of the mirror can be chamfered. Don't be afraid to play with the lights. Some places even ask for a decorative lamp, but sometimes its size is insufficient. In such a situation, we can use several overhangs next to each other, placing them at different heights. Or, if you don't want the space to look too homogeneous, you can use similar models in different shades or sizes. Remember that the slings, element at the ceiling, are not too large to avoid distracting attention. Decor your wall with moldings, wall paneling, or another pattern depending on the style you prefer. You can create a pattern from straight slats or ready 3D panels. Additionally, you can either add interesting shades to them that make them different on the wall or cover everything with monocolor. You can add wallpaper to one wall, but also on the ceiling it works great, especially in children's spaces like in this example from our interior design training. It is also inspiring to create a large format of picture from the wallpaper. You can use many unique patterns and finish a piece of wallpaper with a decorative strip. The ceiling is typically one of the most standard pieces of space, but it doesn't have to be. You can of course add some molding to it if it fits the style or play with different heights of the ceiling, but also you can make it more interesting by adding intriguing wallpaper to it. Use the same flooring throughout the space. This way, not only you will create a cohesive look, but also make the space feel much bigger than it is in reality. This trick was used in the interior from our interior design training. Even though the design space wasn't small in general, using the same flooring helped with the smaller parts of the space. If you want to learn how to design an outstanding interior projects from start to finish, check out our interior design training where we covered everything from understanding trends in interior design, preparing together for the first meeting with the client, creating a functional plan, designing a concept, and finally, creating technical documentation to make just an idea to be alive. The course is created with our friends from Fura Studio, who are interior designers and architects. 70 lessons in total, more than 10 hours of video content, and as always, some bonuses for you. You'll find the link in the corner and in the description below the video. If you deal with a small bedroom, you can create a niche for the bed, and on its two sides, a wardrobe for storing clothes. Also, use the space above the bed, which will be perfect for less used accessories. You can additionally create shelves on the inside of the bed and finish the wall with a decorative headboard or wallpaper. When you create an interior with the same flooring in different areas, you can use racks to divide this space. Like in this example, the rack helps to separate the living room from the kitchen area. Even though they still create one open space, we can feel subtle separation. If you dream of a kitchen with an island and a table, but your layout doesn't allow it, you can combine these two options. Create an island convenient for cooking, so 90 cm height, and add a standard table with a height of 75 cm to it. Such a block can have a wide variety of forms that will add character to the space, and it is also very functional. Use the rule less is more when it comes to accessories. Use functional storage, organize your wardrobes and cabinets well, and leave only the most important decor in plain sight. Thanks to this, you will keep a clean look but also authentic and arranged with intention. Get flexible storage solutions. As mentioned previously, it helps with decluttering the space. It works well, especially in places like kids' room when the user of the space changes and evolves over time. Treat the bookshelf more like a display than a storage if you want to create a nice, clean look in your interior space. Like in this example from our interior design training, we could fill this bookshelf full of books, but instead we grouped the accessories and placed them in different configurations to avoid the cluttering effect. By the way, here we also use the rule of grouping with 3. To optically increase your space, pay attention to your window decorations. Use curtains and hang them directly from the ceiling. You can add curtain moldings or hang a curtain rod about 30 cm above the top of the window instead of right above it. Contrary to the common opinion, the furniture doesn't have to be directly against the walls. The space actually will look bigger with the furniture pushed away from the wall, even if it is a few centimeters. Use the scale to your advantage. Use small and big pieces together. It will add drama and dynamism to the spaces and also helps in avoiding cluttering. Like in this example, we use the big sofa and the picture on the wall, but the coffee table is much smaller. Thanks to this, we get a really clean look, but the space doesn't look empty or too cluttered on another side. When decorating the space, don't lay out everything at the one height, like in this example. Group higher things with shorter ones and mix them. Thanks to this, you create the layering effect and make your design way more interesting. If you want an easy and affordable solution for decorations in your space, Books can be great for this purpose. Using 1 or 2 books as decorative accents on your coffee table will be a perfect idea. Besides, who doesn't love to browse through the pages of book on someone's coffee table? If you want to decorate the bedroom, dressing the bed is one of the best ways to do so, as the bed is the biggest statement in this space. You can choose different patterns, colors, and props. You can make it more subtle or fancy, depending on the people who will live there. In this bedroom, from our interior design training, as an example, we decided to use the delicate checker pattern on the pillows and blanket to add a bit of fancy vibe to this monochromatic and toned down space. What is more, it can be easily changed, depending on the mood. Using designer pieces adds character to the space and make it a focal point in any room, like in this example of the dining room from our interior design training. The designers chose the iconic chairs from the mid-century. Thanks to this, the attention is focused on the dining room, which is a complement to the heart of the home. Additionally, combining different styles and adding old elements to contemporary interiors can bring great results. Wood adds warmth and coziness to the space. It is perfectly visible in this living room, where a monochromatic look is broken by the warmth of the wooden flooring. Using different textures is a key if you want to create a successful project, as it adds dimension and character to the space. As in this bar project, adding different textures from soft velvets on the sofas, chairs and cushions, throughout the transparent glass, shiny metals, the nature of wood, glossy flooring and lighten up canvas helps in adding depth and dimension to the space, making the project more interesting. Using the same metal in one room looks great, but mixing them is an awesome way to add life to the space. You should not be afraid of this. Look at this example. The stainless steel is used all over the kitchen and dining room, but we've added some accent of goldish metal to accessories to revive the space. When considering placing different furniture, think about the space around it. You want to make the space comfortable for the users and avoid the space from being crowded and unuseful. During our interior design training, you will learn all about creating a functional plan in different rooms, but typically it's good to leave around 120 centimeters between large pieces of furniture. You shouldn't be afraid of playing around with different styles in the interiors, but try to select the ones that gives you a cohesive look. Like in this image mentioned before, even though the contemporary style was mixed with the mid-century chairs, the interior as a whole looks very pleasant to the eyes and consistent, as colors and materials match each other. To learn more about interior designing, join the training I've mentioned before. Also, watch a tutorial where I cover interior visualization from start to finish, or another video YouTube thinks you might like. Bye bye!